Welcome to D&D 5 Family Session 26. We're here just outside the Misty Foot Tavern in Kaledutrch town, and there's something happening under the full moon. You want to introduce yourself, Tyrian?
Yes, Tyrian is a 5th level rogue. He is a drow elf, so in appearance, he's approximately 5'1", 100 pounds. He has pitch black, shiny alabaster skin, charcoal, if you will, very long, silvery white, pale hair, and pale lavender eyes. He usually is dressed in very plain black and brown clothing, and for those party members, for when he's going on encounters on the road, he is usually disguised as a human, little old, frail lady. So the party members know that he's a dark elf, but for the most part, the rest of the world, he does not disclose his appearance. That is so far what we know about Tyrian.
No, not yet, please.
Wonderful. And the old lady is disguised as from illusion or from disguise kit?
It's an illusion primarily based on the fact that he is on the run from assassins from his home realm, the underworld, where other dark elves seek to eliminate him because he could not comply with the societal requirements of ritual suicide to move up in that world. He did not want to be a part of that world anymore, and rather than let him live in shame, they have decided that he needs to be assassinated upon sight. And so this guise of a little old human lady is primarily to keep him alive from his assassins, but it is also because he is an arcane trickster, and he has the ability to cast disguise self at will in his spell book, and he will cast it as needed for the party when they're traveling.
Wonderful. And you have a letter, an invitation to something. And do you heed the call?
Yes.
As I recall, Kaiti was going to go as backup too. We were kind of going to trail along with him to provide support if it were needed, and just to watch what was going on around if he wanted us. I think we had offered it.
I said if anyone can come invisibly or not be seen, I wouldn't mind having support from invisible friends. So.
Okay, so the town square is very quiet at night. You just hear maybe some wind, maybe some fluttering of bats. Other than that, it's pretty quiet. So I feel I need to make a stealth check.
Then if that's what I'm gonna do, I'll pass. Let's see. I know Ray has passed without a trace, and I think I have something I can use as well. But for now, I'm still soaking up my carpet. I think we'll use Ray's pass without a trace. And
okay, Ray is back at the Grim Family Castle entertaining the guests. So
okay,
he's busy doing that. You'll have to be on your own if you want to do this. You'll have to be back up.
Okay.
If it's possible, my character does have a racial ability called Mask of the Wild that allows him to be hidden, even if lightly obstructed. So I can definitely go ahead and help Tyrian out with that as well.
What are you going to help him out with? What'd you say?
I'm going to go ahead and tag along with Tyrian, since my character has an ability called Mask of the Wild, which allows him to be hidden while lightly obstructed. So I can definitely go ahead and help him out.
Okay, why don't you make a stealth check?
All right.
I'm gonna shape change into a squirrel then, too.
You do shape change into a squirrel, and
that would be a 13.
And then did you add your bonuses? Dexterity bonus.
Yeah. It's gonna be a 13 in total.
Okay. What did you roll? So I know.
The roll's an 8, and then my bonus is a 5.
Wonderful. Yes, you're sneaking silently through the courtyard, through the town square at night, just behind Tyrian. Tyryan's approaching the waterfall, not waterfall, but the well, which is like a meeting spot for those people at night doing stuff. And make an insight check, Spectre. That's wisdom.
8, 10 in total.
Okay, that's enough. So you gather that Tyrian's looking to join the Thieves Guild. And if you're interested, you can try to put yourself forward also. Or if not, just hang back and be silent.
I'm gonna go ahead and hang back and be silent.
Okay. So Tyrian, you approach the water fountain, and that's a circular stone-shaped, old, kind of chipped and cracked, but it still works. And there's some water in the fountain, and during the day, birds come to drink, but not right now. And everything's silent. What do you do? It's the minute before full moon above.
Is the sky clear? Is it cloudy?
Clear sky.
Clear sky. Well, I'll go ahead and approach the well, and in passing, I'll without looking towards Spectre, I'll gesture to him in my thieves' cant and appreciate him for remaining in the background while I take care of business. All thieves have the ability to communicate with each other with our thieves' cant, and he should recognize that, and no one else in the party would even see what I was doing. And I can do it in such a way that he can see that I was signaling that I'm aware of him without giving him away.
I acknowledge that.
So I go ahead and approach the designated spot.
Wonderful. And as you approach, you notice, you said thieves' cant, right? So you notice some hand gestures in the darkness just appear out of nowhere, as if a creature is there that you did not notice before. And it seems to be a male figure, human, and he's speaking thieves' cant. He says, "Welcome. Thank you for meeting me. We've had our eyes on you." And when you meet someone, a rogue or a thief, and they use thieves' cant, there's like an understanding, like we have to steal, to live. Some of us, we have to defend ourselves in dark alleys. Some of us, we have to, we understand each other. There's a life that you can live and die at every moment if you make one false step. So you get that feeling from this gentleman. He's very experienced. He's very skilled at the thieves' cant language, and he's waiting for you to respond. And he's sizing you up a little bit.
Okay, well, I mean, at this point, obviously, he's confident enough to reveal himself, and he doesn't feel like I'm any threat to him, so I'll be more relaxed in my disposition toward him and let him know that I'm absolutely interested in finding out more about what I have to do to apply to the local guild, and I will also sign to him that I'm not alone, and that I did have company that was coming to keep watch over me in case things were not what they were. So I just want to show him that as a sign of trust, that I have not come alone.
Wonderful.
Although I don't reveal who my party is, though, or where they are.
He raises his head and he looks back that you notified him of the other person. He notices Spectre. He looks over there. Spectre's, are you hiding, by the way, Spectre?
I am.
He's like looking right at you, like he can see you. He says, "Oh, good, we got 2 for the effort of 1." And then he looks at Tyrian and he goes, "Oh my God, noticing something about you. Says, now I know why she likes you.
Sir, I have no idea what you speak of. I've never met you. We're all doing this in Thieves' Cant still.
It's just okay. We have a meeting. We're gonna go into the meeting. She said, just behave yourself. Just stay quiet. Do what people are doing, and stay out of trouble. And that's what we're gonna do tonight, right?
Agreed.
Okay, so we start walking along a dark path that you didn't even know existed in Kaledutrch. It's along like a muddy road through a dark alley. You can follow? He jumps on a wall and starts walking across into this cave structure, and it starts going down like into similar to the catacombs from the Grim Castle. But this is like a secret entrance to the catacombs, like under Kaledutrch, which you didn't know existed. You follow?
Yes.
How about Spectre? You going, Spectre?
I'll follow for protection in case he needs help.
And how about the druids?
Yeah, do I think that there's enough room? I should not have become a squirrel, but that's what I am. So, and I'm gonna save my second shape changing in case I get into a pickle. Do I think that I can get away with it? You know, squirrels are not usually very active at night. Do I see a path that I can kind of stay in the shadows and keep out of eyesight?
Squirrel is less suspicious, so at this point you're probably safer, you figure, as a squirrel. And you can fall back and follow from a distance, probably safely, you figure. Make an insight check.
17.
You notice the gentleman leading the way seems to be walking slower, just so you guys don't get lost. That normally he can move at a very fast pace, and you notice that he's just going slow, so you guys can catch up. Maybe he notices you, maybe he doesn't. But Jeff definitely is waiting for a Spectre and Tyrian to catch up.
How far ahead of us?
Go ahead.
He's about 15, 20 feet in front of you. Starts going down the catacomb, like a tunnel that's been used so much that the feel around the walls is like polished by hands and feet and sliding down tunnels.
What is the light source?
None.
And this guy can see in the dark, or is he holding a torch?
He's not holding a torch. He seems to be able to see in the dark. He's a human. Oh, by the way, he says, my name is Anton.
Anton, okay. I have ultravision, so I'm just curious about a human who can see equally in the dark without a torch as well. So that's interesting to me.
There is another possibility. Make an insight check.
8 plus.
That's enough. You know, when you go into your house when the lights are off, somebody can see your bedroom in the dark.
Yes.
This is the situation.
Okay. He's extremely familiar with everything.
Yes.
Back of his hand. Okay.
Godric?
Yes.
Are there a lot of twists and turns? Like, are we making a lot of turns? Because if so, I'm gonna make little arrows pointing the way that we came from, just to kind of keep track of how to get out. If I start seeing that we're headed in a twisty turny way and it's not a clear path, I will make little scratches in the dirt just along the edge of if there is such a thing, like along the edge of a corner where we turn, like a little scratch of an arrow pointing backward the way we came. Does that make sense?
Let me ask, who are the scratches for exactly? Are they for you? Because if it's pitch black, no one's gonna see it. Okay, just pointing that out.
If I have to turn back into a gnome, I'll have some vision, and you know, if it's
you don't want to get lost, in other words.
Yes, exactly.
Make an attack roll to make efficient markers to find your way. without making a big mess of yourself.
All right. 10 plus, I'm not sure what I would be adding.
To hit roll for your, I guess, dexterity.
Okay, so it's a 12.
Good enough. So you're making markers, arrows to get back to where you started. The tunnel start winding, and the air gets just a little thin, but not uncomfortable. And you smell these smells. You smell from under the catacombs like a moldy water, like damp earth, and maybe some healthy bacteria, mushrooms, things like that. Now let's move on to al-kad. Al-kad casts a spell called Hero, which is what he casts to bring your party together. And what's your character's name, Bran? Sorry.
Istir.
Spell it.
Istir.
I-S, tell me.
I-S-T-I-R.
Is still wonderful.
Sorry, not L-R in the end.
I-S-T-I-R.
Yes.
Good.
I slightly misspoken.
And in your dreams, you see this wizard calling you, plead for help. His castle is being attacked by different waves of undead, and they're low on player characters and they're low on heroes. And the knight who was the main knight protector, Sir Balon, is out hunting with 2 other knights, so they're low-staffed. And the heroes of Kaledutrch, which are the people we're discussing now, are out adventuring. So he's calling you to help, to a petition to help protect the castle from the invasions. What do you call it? The invasions. And you respond. You wake up. You remember the dream, and what do?
I wake up in the forests during my travels. I try to recall exactly what I had in the dream, and do I get the general direction in which I should travel?
Yes, you do. It's kind of like more like a feeling. If you have a feeling, like a sense of, you have a sense of urgency, but also you have a sense of where it is. Like he told you in the dream where it is and how to get there. So you know exactly how to get there. Are you gonna go?
Okay, so Istir wakes up, stretches a little bit, thinks to himself out loud, well, that's gonna make a fine story, isn't that? And goes on its way.
Wonderful. And the trail takes you to the town of Kaledutrch. It's a burgeoning town, about 1,000 folks, different races. It's between the border. It's like a borderlands between the orcs of Valakar and the Servant Sisters Queendom, which is a peaceful family of mostly humans, but other demi-human races. And you get to the town, to the spot, and Outcast there, and says, "Welcome, my spell. Of course, my spell worked because I'm such a great wizard." And then you can just introduce yourself, please.
All right. So Istir is a middle-aged half-elf with a slight smile on his face all the time. He tries to look around and feel the environment as much as possible to remember that each moment of it. And he asks you, well, I assume you were the one who've called me here.
Yes, and
yes.
For my records, can I get your armor class?
Yes, the armor class would be 12. Regular clothes.
Did you pick your skills?
Yes, everything is ready.
Tell me your skills, please.
All right. So insight, perception, persuasion, and stealth.
Yeah, passive perception.
Passive perception 14.
Hit points 8. I know.
Yes.
Do you have any weapons? You don't use spells. Do you have any weapons?
Quarter stuff and a dagger.
Okay, great. Okay, great. So al-kad says, listen, the rogues went that way. Maybe we should hang back, I think. I don't think we're allowed in there. Just
All right.
suggests that to you, but he's not forcing you to do anything.
Well, would you tell me what troubles you exactly around here, and what is this fine town of yours?
I don't trust rogues, you know. You can't, you know, but you know, they're obviously not as strong as wizards, you know. And I know I don't see a spell book on you, but I'm gonna say you're like me, so I'm not gonna. You know, we have intelligence, right? Unlike other people.
I'm more of a human person, a streetwise, so to speak, less of an book smart. But yes, you can see that the staff that he uses for his spell focus is a travel staff with a little bit of scratch marks and little symbols of what he went through on his road.
Good. And al-kad says, you know, I put up with these people because I kind of have to, but one day my powers will be so great I won't need anybody.
Is that so?
Well, that's the plan. I don't know. We'll see. My spell book's getting thicker by the month.
Well, as long as hubris would not be your downfall, I would follow you.
What's that? Is that a friend of yours? Hubris? Never met him.
It's never a guy. It's always how high is your tower and how long is to fall from it.
My wizard's tower is very high, you know, and when I fall, I cast feather fall or fly. So I have to say, I have overcome gravity with my powers of magic. Have you?
Well, magic is a pretty new thing to me, but if I know anything, is that it's always nicer to stand on the top of a tower with somebody to catch you in case of strong winds.
Well, I have a lot to teach you then. Follow along and listen up. So al-kad hangs back there at the fountain, and he's there with our new recruit, Istir. And so it's a Tyrian, Hyphy, and Anton get into this, what looks like a chamber. It seems to be a wooden circular door that blocks the catacomb. He knocks on it and then it opens slowly. He hands some kind of, not a gold piece, but some kind of flat medallion. He puts it forward through the door, and then he's allowed to pass through. And you guys gonna follow him? Oh, I forgot. I'm Spectre also. Spectre's there.
Yes.
Okay, so you get to this underground chamber that seems to be carved out like in a circular fashion, but it goes high and it goes deep like a sphere. And in the center of these stone, they seem to be these stone tablets that are rising from the ground. It almost looks like they're formed from the mud from the ground, and they raise up about 5 feet high, and they're like pillars that rise up. And there's some words on the pillars. And Tyrian, make a insight check.
Now, when you say large circular area, do you mean like the Thunderdome, Mad Max, that kind of large circular area?
Yes.
Okay. 12 plus a 14 plus 2, so 14.
Okay. Were you educated in literature and whatnot back home, or were you more of a wild elf?
I spent quite a bit of time reading about our lore and history.
Okay, strangely, you're familiar with some of these words. You can't make out the sentences, but you notice you're familiar with some words because it is an old tongue that's no longer used. And it just reminds you of your homeland. And it's strange to you that they would have that here, where you feel like you're among the humans above the ground, even though you're below the ground. And then you see there's some torches in front of you, some lights is coming from, let's say, the north. And Anton walks forward, and then you see these group of people that have black hoods. They have black cloaks. They're like robes, actually. And the hood goes over your head. And they're all standing in a circle. And when you get up there, something touches your leg. It's a little hand. It looks to be like, you can't tell if it's like a gnome or a dwarf, but it's a hand that's touching your leg, that's passing you a black robe to put on.
Okay.
The hood that covers your head. And Anton puts on one.
I'll take it and put it on. And by the way, while I'm doing that, I'm just looking around. How many people are here? How many hooded figures can I see? And what are the smallest and the largest?
You feel like there's 11 people standing in a circle. And there's some torches that give us like some light to what is more like a cave. And Anton puts his on, so he becomes the 12th person, and you will become the 13th. And then you hear like some chanting, like going on, like you hear like Kaledutrch, Kaledutrch, and then the shadowy shadows of the torchlight flicker, and you can barely understand, but there's some words that just have some meaning to you. You're not sure why, or you're not sure what they're really saying, but you just feel like it's normal to you, like a pleasant dream.
Well, I look around and they're just chanting around me.
Yes.
I take a deep breath and announce, my name is Tyrian. I think I might have the wrong room. This apparently is the cleric's room. I'm looking for the rogues. Can you point me in the right direction?
Hold that thought. Spec, are you taking the robe and going forward into the circle?
I'm not.
Oh, you're gonna hang back.
I'm gonna hang back.
One of the figures steps forward and says, I think you're in the right room, rogue. He says, you can't tell who it is, but it's a male voice. Says, welcome to Unblessed. Stand to your place, and there's a circular mark in the floor.
Okay, so he's gesturing me to stand in that mark?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do that.
So what you gather is that there's just saying some prayers, which is not a little bit foreign to you, but they're praying to somebody. They're chanting, and it looks like maybe like some kind of ceremony or ritual. And then a short person walks forward from the circle and make a insight check. Make a perception check.
That's based on my wisdom, right?
Yes.
Okay, so my wisdom's gonna be a -1. Yikes. Oh, natural 20, so 19.
Okay, so remember when you told me a while back your character was straight, as in you were attracted to females?
That is correct.
Okay, well, you remember this figure now. She has tight black leather armor of the finest kind. And standing across from you now in this circle of the 13, you see some silver hair come out from her robe. And she's about 1 inch shorter than you. Most people in the human world are taller than you, but she's about 1 inch shorter than you. You can tell her, would you say, alabaster skin. From the torchlight, he says, "Come forward, Tyrian." This is the person you saw at the bar in the Mystifa Tavern that had her eye on you.
Who are you?
I'm your mistress.
I don't have one.
You do now. Come forward.
I say again, who are you?
And then Anton just kind of nudged you. He said, if you want to join, you better go forward. And nudges you forward.
I reluctantly shuffle forward, dragging my feet.
And then you see her eyes, and there she seems to look at you. And she has like a gleam in her eye. You're not really sure what her intentions are, but she reveals this dagger, and it's like a white. It's like a white blade made of some kind of maybe like a ivory dagger made from ivory.
Okay.
And she slices her hand, and blood starts dripping down. She reaches for your hand.
Oh, this is generally how bad things start.
Or the really fun stuff.
I'll pull out my finely wrought silver spear and mimic her gesture, and also cut my hand and
she goes, wait.
her hand.
She goes, wait, let me do it. So she grabs your hand and she inserts the ivory dagger ever so slowly, and it starts to break your skin, and slowly blood starts coming out. You let her do it.
I grab her wrist and control her, and I'll let her finish the motion.
You do, and then her hand touches yours. She puts her hand on top of yours, so the blood can mix at least a little bit. And she says, "Welcome to Unblessed." And then she lets you go. She walks back to her place in the circle. And there's some more chanting going on. What are you gonna do? And I'll give everyone a chance to do something if they want.
I'm gonna look at Anton and just shrug, and then look over at the people in the shadows and shrug like I have no idea what's going on here. I did not expect this. I'm just I'm gonna sign that in Thieves' Cant over to Spectre in the shadows, even though they know he's there.
Spectre?
I acknowledge his gesture, and with the same confusion, have no idea if he's in danger or not. Still stays back and watches what's happening ever so closely.
Make an insight check.
We're going to be at a 22.
Okay, so that's very good. So you noticed that this apparently is a thieves guild, but there's some kind of spiritual thing going on. So if you wanted to join, this is the time. Otherwise, you can just hang back.
I'm going to still hang back.
Okay. Okay, so more chanting goes on, and then they start. They break the ceremony, and the main thing you notice that there's an understanding with the people there. There's not a lot of words spoken. There's just being present. You're gaining a lot of insight, and you're gaining a lot of understanding of what's happening. You notice there's some weapons hooked on the wall, and there's some things written down. It seems to be like a makeshift guild hall with the spiritual aspect going on. That's basically what it is.
Okay. By the way, can I tell what deity they were worshiping if I recognize this? Is it Lolth?
Well,
I would definitely know if it was Lolth.
There's a spiderweb carved in the ceiling.
Okay, so that's a yes.
And Anton says, you know, you don't have to get all religious. They just do this every full moon.
Yeah, but he doesn't know my background, so I don't know that he understands that I'm on the run from followers of Lolth. So I don't know what's going on at this point. I'm quite leery. Now that I see these things in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have come, but okay, we'll see where this takes us.
Okay, so you're officially a guild member of Unblessed, the Thieves Guild that resides in Kaledutrch and also some neighboring towns and cities. And it's underground network. They deal in thievery, and also they sell their services for bodyguard, for locating high valued items or assets, and also for controlling businesses, like they own the casino in Kaledutrch. Find that out.
Extortion, thievery.
And as towards the end of the meeting, you realize that there's a guild dues. There's like a fee you have to pay, or you're supposed to pay. It's rather a large amount of money monthly. You're expected to pay that to stay a member. Otherwise, you're kicked out. So you're supposed to contribute quite a bit of funds to be a good member.
Do they take creatures in return for sacrifice? Small gnomes or anything like that?
Let's do a gold piece value for now, and then you can figure out what, like if you gave them a painting or a golden gnome figure, that could be like a value. You're saying services? You're saying services?
Well, just if not cash, is there other ways of paying these dues besides?
You find out that if you can't pay the guild fee monthly, then you're expected to do some services for the guild without pay, which that pay will go to the guild dues.
And what do I get in return for my dues and my services?
You get to operate as a rogue and with the protection and support of the guild Unblessed.
Okay, I agree.
Which is kind of all you can expect, I guess. That, and maybe some free hors d'oeuvres. They pass hors d'oeuvres now. Little wine, some sushi, some platters.
Well, from a class perspective, at what level do I have to join a guild?
Right now.
This is it.
Okay. Okay. Oh, there you go. Okay. Well,
let's decide on an amount that you're supposed to offer for your guild dues. What's a large amount of money to you?
1,000 GPs.
The guild dues are 1,200 GPs a month.
1,200 platinum.
Gold.
Oh, okay.
A month. And Anton says, "Don't worry too much. I can help you with that. If you can't get it, you can go on some missions. Just should be no problem."
That seems reasonable.
All right, now the meeting breaks, and Anton heads out and says, we better go now, and I'll see you around town. And he kind of breaks the meeting.
And so are we free to go back the way we came, just
Yes.
unsupervised?
Yes.
So okay, I guess we go back to meet al-kad and this, with Spectre and Hyphy in tow, and we go let everyone know, hey, I joined the Thieves Guild.
Anybody else gonna do anything? Tyr, Hyphy, Spectre.
I was watching, but as long as it hasn't been 2 hours, I'm just hanging tight. If I feel like it's coming upon 2 hours, I'll have to do something. But if it hasn't been, then I'm not worried about it. I'll probably try to hitch a ride back though with Tyrian, like up under his robes or something.
You see a squirrel going under your robes, Tyrian. Do you allow it? Where exactly under the robes do you go?
I kind of push it away with my boot.
I cursed in squirrel and
I push the squirrel
and go back
towards Spectre.
to the shadows. Rude.
Yeah, I push it
Spectre,
towards
do you allow
Spectre.
a squirrel under your rope?
Not under, but she can hit her right on the shoulder if she wants.
No, I don't want
How about
anybody to see me. That's the whole point. Wow.
It's there. You gonna?
I'll stay in
I'm
the
with
shadows.
yes,
Are
I'm
you
with
letting
you
the
in the.
squirrel go under your robe or not?
Wait a second. Weren't I with you in the tower?
Well, you see a squirrel crawling in your robe right now. So what do you do?
I look at it. I don't have any nuts, but if you need anything, that's okay. Just don't bite.
So Istir is the only one to welcome you into his robe.
And I do whatever a squirrel might do to indicate happiness. I think I twitch my tail and I hide. The whole point was to hide. Thank you. I'll tell him later.
al-kad looks at you guys coming back, and he looks at you and he goes, "Well, how much did it take you for?"
120 gold pieces a month is what they would like me to pay for my membership.
He goes, too much.
Well, I don't know that I have the option to negotiate, but it seems at this point in time reasonable. I guess I'll worry about it when I can't pay.
Yeah, I know what you mean, though. Everybody needs money. Okay, so anybody want to do something? You guys are in the middle of town in the full moon. Everything's dark.
Is there any taverns around here? I would have liked to have a drink at this time of day.
Why, yes. The Mistyfoot Tavern is open 24 hours. And it's just down the road to the left, about 100 feet.
All right.
Bad
Shall we
things happen
proceed?
there.
Well, bad things, good things, everything makes for a nice story, isn't it? Do they accept storytellers?
They don't have current storytellers. They might like a storyteller.
They make you the story.
You have to give them have to show your skills in storytelling. I think they might like you. If that's what is that what you do, a storyteller?
Yes.
Well,
if I would be able to achieve a little bit of money out of that, or at least a free drink, would be nice.
When you walk into the Mistyfoot Tavern, there is a creature slumped over the table with a big barrel of ale. It says Hobblefoot's Ale number 56, numbered barrel, and looks like this.
All right.
Seems to be sleeping. That's the first thing you see over the table on the right, and the table to the left is open, and the farther table on the left is open, and then behind the bar you see a dwarf with red hair and hairy arms. And he says, "Welcome to the Mistyfoot Tavern. Oh, friends, come on down. Have some ale." A dwarf jumps over the bar. He seems to have a wooden peg leg, hopping to you. He greets you, friends. He says, "Who is this?" And he looks at the half elf, Istir. And what do you say?
I take a firm look at him, and I speak to him in Dwarvish. Yes, the name is Istir. What would you mind sharing the story behind your leg?
Story behind what?
I'm saying, I'm talking to him specifically in Dwarvish. And I ask him, would you mind sharing the story behind your leg for a different one of mine?
Yes, Grandma saved me from the direwolf. She was, I don't have a lot of memories from Grandma, except I remember that she used to beat me in the barn. But she did it with love and kindness. And when it came time to go hiking one day, I almost don't remember what happened, but I looked, my leg was gone. Then Grandma, I saw her wrestling with the direwolf. That was the last time I saw her. And here I am. Got a business, making some money, talking to adventurers and serving the town, serving people food, filling their bellies with soup and ale.
I didn't catch your name.
My name is Hubblefoot.
Hubblefoot. All right.
And he pours you some of his fine ale from like a wine cask, and it's like a golden orange color. A little unusual, and you can smell the alcohol from him pouring it. It's about 14% alcohol, 14.5. Pretty fine stuff. So this is my special brew. Tell me what you think. Fills your cup up.
All right, I take a full swig.
He's a half elf,
Everything
right?
in one go.
Yes.
Should he make like a con check or something, or get drunk on this thing?
Yes. Make a con check.
No problem.
DC 10.
Not a problem at all. It's natural 20, which is 22 total.
It's delicious. It's a delicious ale. It's nice and crispy. A wonderful flavor. You can tell he took the time and effort with his skills at brewing to make it. And you can hold your liquor. You're feeling kind of nice, but you're not drunk. You could probably take another couple full flasks of it.
All right. I'm saying, well, it would have been rude not to drink a dwarvish stout when he offers you one. Would you mind sitting with us for a fine round of drinks this evening? I don't see any more customers around here at the moment. Mind sharing a couple of stories if you see a lot of adventurers around here?
He pulls up a chair and sits down. He goes, I have all the time in the world. Dwarves live a long time, you know.
Of course. So, fellow adventurers, I seem to see you for the first time. Would you mind sharing a couple of stories, a little bit about yourselves? And I might tell you a little bit of mine.
Hubblefoot says, I took a loan. I took a money loan. It was due in 30 days. I thought it meant 30 years. That was a story. And just then, somebody drags himself across the steps into the midst of a tavern, and they have a scroll. And it seems to be like not a child, but not a full-grown man, maybe like adolescent. And he has like a white robe, and you can tell that he has the symbols of the Grim Castle, those who know about that, and some symbols of the Servant Sisters Queendom on his robe, and he just falls there in the middle of the floor, extending his arm with a scroll, and the top of his head, you notice his hair has been removed, and you see what seems to be his brain that his skull has been removed, at least the top of it, and his brain is exposed. He's there on the ground. Extended arm with a scroll.
Is he stable? I would
You
try
have
and.
medicine. Do a medicine check.
All right.
Squirrel's gonna crawl out gently from where she was resting, almost lulled to sleep, and go under a table. And the next thing you see, a 3-foot gnome comes out from under the table and is also headed toward this injured individual.
Okay, can make a
12.
medicine check. 12.
Mm-hmm. Well, while this is happening, my character looks over at Istir and tells him a joke, and I look over at Hobblefoot and I say, by the way, remember, when running from a dragon, you don't have to be the fastest member in the party. You just have to outrun the dwarves. Sorry, I laugh at that one every time.
And I'm gonna. He's making his first death saving though. That's where he is. Thank you, by the way, Tyrian, for that. He's making his first death saving though. That's where he is. And he rolled a 4. You see his eyes kind of go back in the skull. See the whites of his eyes. He's going somewhere, definitely.
Can
Once
I
his light.
stabilize him?
And he's got our.
Go ahead, dwarf. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Hyphy.
Okay. I rolled a 15, so I would know how far gone he was, and I would go ahead and cast. He's got all of our emblems on him, even though I don't seem to recognize him. Do I?
You know what? You do actually recognize him. He's one of the sons of one of the, not the barons, but maybe like one of the counts of the castle. Something more important, not so important, but more important than.
All right.
And
so I bend down and I say, "May I touch you here?" Even though he's unconscious, that's my spell component. And I touch his hand and cast Cure Wounds at 3rd level, which means that I. Can I roll?
Yes. Give me healing damage.
Mm-hmm.
Give me healing.
8, 14 total.
Okay. You see his skull just reforms and the hair nicely goes back in its proper place. And then his eyes open up. And then he hands you the scroll, which is from the Grim Castle.
And is it something that I can read?
Yes. Can I read it?
Please.
Okay. In common, the first chilly evening back at the Grim Castle, the bellowing sounds could be heard. I remember we had a curious, low, hanging full moon, and then the low tone bellowing started, and it got stronger as the wee hours of the night proceeded. It was early into the morning before the bellowing got so loud that it physically rang my ears and caused an uneasy pressure inside my head. Once it finally ended, I felt death for several hours. The feeling lasted until the sun came up. Dead birds were found around the Grim Castle courtyard. Yesterday, hundreds of them. To me, this spells bad omens. Still, not sure what the bellowing was or what it wanted. We surmised it must be happening on the road between the family castle and Kaledutrch. Our soldiers have dwindled in numbers from the recent undead attacks of the northern forest. We have 2 more family members who were caged just below the castle, turned mindless. Their eyes went gray and blood drips from their nose. Who can we enlist to help? Sir Balon is away with 2 other knights hunting. True heroes of Kaledutrch, we implore you. Signed by Lord Baron Grimm. Get all that?
So whomever would go ahead.
Did you get all that?
We got to get back. Is this person who was injured conscious again?
Yes. He says, what happened? Did you read the letter?
Yes. What else can you tell us other than what that scroll says? Otherwise, we've got to go. You should stay here with Hobblefoot, but what else can you tell us?
I remember I was running. I heard a sound. I was running, and then something hit me in the head. And I kept running. That's all I know. And the sounds were not natural sounds. They were unnatural sounds on the road from the castle to here.
Can you make the sound?
I dare not, but it sounds like something that should not be. I'm trying to forget it now. I want to forget it. So he hits himself in the head. Oh!
It's okay. Make sure that other people see this scroll, and I hand him a couple of the good berries that I had. Actually, I only had one left. I hand him that too. And
for good berries, by the way. And Ishtar and Spectre, are you doing anything?
I hand him my only good berry.
I will. I'll donate my good berries as well to the to our good friend here with the scroll, as well as offer up my services to him if he needs.
We've got to go back. This is where we live. This is our patron. We've got to go back and help. But I gently pass the good berries back and say, keep those. It sounds like we may need them even on our trip back. So I call Hobblefoot over if he hasn't been watching any of this, which he probably has, and ask him to take care of the soldier and ask him to help spread the word that we may need assistance. We've got to head back. Is everybody coming? And I look at the rest of our party.
Hobblefoot said, oh, well, life of adventuring never stops. Well, I'll be here to fill your cups with ale when you're done. I wish you my best. I'll give you my goodwill. And he also gives you like a little keg of ale to keep you warm. Hands it to you. It's like a little barrel. You know what kind of barrel that you put under those St. Bernards in the snow? Hands you one of those and says, take this along with you.
It's bigger than my head. I hand it to whomever's standing next to me because I can't carry that thing.
Spectre, a gnome hands you a small barrel of ale.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Is everybody with me? I'm headed back now. We've got to help them.
Yes, I'm trying to calm down the young man before I walk with the party. Don't worry about it. You can tell us whatever you saw on the road. What did left this mark on you?
I know something hit me in the back of the head and I kept running, so I can tell you.
All right.
Was it
he goes, did I die?
Not at all.
Not completely.
al-kad says, yes, you were dead. You were quite dead. So am I to the poor lad. I saw him. His brain was opened up.
You'll feel better.
The poor man's brain was exposed. He's like, what?
We've got to go, guys. Let's go. Everybody coming?
Yes.
Got me in.
Okay. Just gonna say Matilda's not here either.
Right.
But al-kad's here. So no Matilda, no Ray. I have one Hyphy. Remember your number. 2, Tyrian. 3, al-kad, the wizard. 4, Ishtar, and 5, Spectre. Good.
Good.
Okay.
As you go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go.
As you come out of the Misty Foot Tavern, you hear some kind of strange sounds, like a bellowing, almost like a horn. But it's really a low tone. It just sounds very unnatural. And it kind of makes the hair stand up on the back of your neck.
I plug my ears. If it sounds unnatural like that, I don't want to hear it. If I'll listen for that partial second and then plug my ears.
You're walking like this? You have the earplugs?
Well, I mean, hopefully a little bit. Yeah, hopefully I could hear if it stopped. I'm looking around to see if anybody else recognizes it too.
Yeah, I'm trying to take a good look around if I see anything.
No, but you hear some kind of not chanting, but some kind of like a coughing sound coming down the road. And again, this sound, it sounds like ever hear a goat choking?
Yes.
That's what it sounds like, but very loud.
Gotcha.
Like definitely a full-grown goat or bigger.
Where are we standing at the moment?
You're in the middle of the street, outside at night, and just down the road, maybe 100 feet, you hear some noises coming down. Apparently, this thing must have come from the road, and it's already invaded Kaledutrch.
All right.
And just then, a large boulder comes your way. You guys roll initiative. Add your decks. Tell me what you got.
20, dirty 20.
Oh my gosh.
13.
al-kad. A boulder comes for al-kad. Here we go.
I rolled 5 plus 5. I got a 10.
I have +7 to hit. Here we go.
That's a
al-kad
12
goes
for
shield
me.
spell. What?
I rolled a 12.
I'm gonna put 12 for Spectre. You said 12, Tyrian?
I rolled a 10.
10. Give me hyphy and
13 for hyphy.
Istir.
20.
20. al-kad's gonna roll 14. Okay, a big large boulder comes to al-kad. al-kad goes shield spell and tries to sidestep. I have +7 for my class. 20 now with the shield. Ooh. I rolled that 20. This is not good. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, indeed.
I think that's 3 to 30. And help me keep order on initiative. I got IP 13, Tyrian 10. Istir's going to be first to attack after this, 20. al-kad's 14, and Spectre is 12.
Got it.
You see a large boulder hit al-kad right in the head. Yeah, 3d10. 3d10 and doubled. Here we go. I didn't hear that. What? How large is it? It's like 200 pounds live.
Hitting someone in the head?
al-kad, yes.
Oh my gosh.
He wasn't at 20.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And
got, like,
18,
3 hit
19,
points.
doubles 38 plus 5, 43. So good thing he had Matessi's life diamonds on.
Thank goodness.
So he's down to 19 hit points. Can't take that again. So you hear like a big knock hits him in the head. Just kind of crimples over, but doesn't fall, and it just kind of rolls down the road. And you see, you see 7 creatures, humanoid shape, coming like all in a row. And one of them is a goat, and it's walking sideways. So that one's not humanoid, but the goat's walking sideways, and the eyes are kind of like you can see it just under the moonlight. Has like white eyes. It's not good. And it seems to be the back is visibly broken, but it's still walking at you sideways with the head twisted, kind of like it got ran over by a cart, and the horns headed towards you. Behind that, there's 6 humanoid creatures walking kind of slumped over with their hands out. You hear them like, And then the goat is still choking sound. So the 6 creatures behind coming towards you with their hands out. The problems must have come from the road, and now they're in the town. And you hear like a scream. Ah! Someone saw them. Here's some people running down the road, not some bystanders. Okay, want to roll initiative? Okay.
20.
First is Istir. You're up. What do you do?
Yes, all right. Are they within 120 feet away from me?
Yes, they're about 90 feet now, moving forward.
All right, and the goat,
90, 80.
And the goat is in front of everybody.
Yes. The goat maybe is 5 feet, 10 feet in front.
Oh,
they're about 80, 90 feet away.
Great. Then I'm moving 30 feet back, which puts me at 120. And I'm casting Chaos Bolt at the goat.
You have to hit roll?
Which is gonna be a 16. Does a 16 hit?
Armor class 8, yes. You hit. Give me damage.
Right.
Want to explain how you cast it if you want to?
Of course. I'm running backwards, standing as much as possible behind some building or something of sorts. I'm pulling my staff forwards, concentrating on it, and a little spark of purplish energy leaps from the point of the staff and hits the goat in the face, which is going to be 2d8. Plus 1d6. All right, so it's 6, 7, 10, 10. Okay, and I'm picking 10 acid damage.
So you're hitting the goat?
Yes.
You hit the goat with 10 acid damage. You burn a hole in his, it seems to be stomach.
Nice.
All right, that's it for my turn.
Okay, now we're gonna go to Hyphen.
al-kad's up next.
Oh, I gotta go. Damn it. No sass arrow. And he'll also hit the goat. And then we're going to do a 40-16 on round 1. 7, 6, 13 damage. The goat has his whole rear end just disintegrated from acid. Just the bones are dragging. And it somehow is walking on the 2 front legs still, dragging the rest of his body. Just with this goat sound. Still hanging on, barely. Now Hyphy.
Okay, so how many, if I were to hit the goat with something, are there any of these other guys, the humanoids within 10 feet of him? Like how many could I get?
Okay, the goat is a little bit forward, but you can get, there's 6 of them in the back row. You can get 2, you say within 10 feet?
Right, or if I could get 3 or 4 of them, if they're within 10 feet of each other, I'll go for them instead of the goat.
Can get 2. You can get 2 like in the middle or at the end, but not more than 2.
Okay, plus the goat or no? Any 2?
Without the goat. Or you can get the goat by itself.
Okay, no, I'll go for 2 of the other. So basically I'm gonna outstretch my arms and my hands are cupped up to the moon and I'm going to say Lavana, and you're gonna see ghostly flames head in a big column from the sky, hitting 2 of those things, and it's about 40 feet high, and it should give them a searing pain. We shall see. Yes, and I'm going to upcast that to 3rd level. So
okay, roll damage. Give me 1 moment.
Yeah.
Tell me in a minute.
You need a con save. My favorite. Let's see.
Okay.
I need
much
con
damage?
saves. I need a con save from you to find out.
Give me the DC.
16.
Okay. I have +2. I need 14. Miss.
Miss. So they each take 15 points of radiant damage.
The moonlight sears their flesh. They start bubbling, and basically their flesh falls off mostly. You see their bones, and they're still hanging on barely, as is the goat. You did 15 damage to both?
I'm sorry?
You did 15 damage to both?
Yes.
They're hanging on. Okay, who's next? Spectre?
Are any of the humanoids within 80 feet from me?
Yes, they're about 80 feet away, 80, 90.
All right, we'll go ahead and try to hit one of them with my short bow.
Okay, there's 3 in the center that are all damaged, the goat, and 2 behind. There's 2 in the edges, 1 on each side that have not been damaged, and there's 2 in the very back that have not been damaged.
Okay, I'll go for
Finish one off?
one of the damaged ones that in the front.
Want to try to finish off the goat?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and finish off the goat.
Okay, give me armor
Get
class
that
8.
All right. That's going to be a 17.
Hit. Damage.
And damage is a 6.
Okay, what do you hit him with?
My short bow.
As you shoot the bow, you hit it like right near the head. Nice shot. And you 6 damage. So it does stumble to the ground, but then, here we go. It pops right back up, and now it starts going for you. We're here, zombie endurance. This is it. Okay, Tyrian, you're up.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my repeating short bow.
Okay, finish one off or a new one?
Say that one more time.
Want to try to finish one off that's wounded or a new target?
I want to finish off the one that's wounded, hopefully.
Okay, so behind the goat, left or right? Pick it left or right.
Left. It's my repeating short bow +1, by the way.
Okay, give me armor class 8. This is like the lowest armor class in the whole game.
Okay, and since is he distracted? Is there someone within like 5 feet of him? He's engaged.
You don't. I'll give you advantage if you do steady aim. There's nothing else. You give advantage on your hit. Otherwise, you don't have advantage.
Okay, well, yeah, I want to do the steady aim, so that's the 2d20s, right?
Yes. Total has to be 8 or higher with your bonuses. I have you at +6.
That is dexterity. Well, dexterity 20 is +6, not +5.
Because
the bow is +1.
Proficiency also plus your dexterity.
Okay,
Maybe
so
it's higher now. Maybe it's higher.
Well, dexterity alone is 20. So what's the base modifier on that? 5?
+5.
Okay.
And then proficiency should be +3. So you got a +8 then.
+8, and then the bow +1 is +9.
See, yeah. So you just can't roll a 1.
A 2 and an 11.
Shooting fish in a barrel.
Got it.
Okay. Give me damage.
Let's see. So my repeating short bow was that 1d6.
Yeah, and then the rogue damage. I think it's 3d6.
Got it.
So 46.
46. Uh, 5, 5, 4, and 1. 15.
Okay, you knock it down. And let's see if it can use its endurance to come back up. You did 15 damage, right?
Yes. Well, do I get a modifier on my dex for that bonus as well on the damage? Is that +5 to damage as well? Or is that just a hit?
You have the +1 for your magic, and that's, and then you also add your dexterity to the damage.
Oh, okay. So it should be 21 then.
21 damage. Here we go. Saving throw. Okay. How do you kill it?
Crossbow right between the eyes, in the nose.
It sinks in very deeply. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Let me go to my speaker. Sinks in very deeply, and the humanoid creature just falls down dead. Twice dead. All right. Everyone attack?
Yes.
Oh, spectre attack. Okay, here we go. Another boulder comes from even farther away. You can't see where it's coming from. Here we go. Roll over. 6. 2. Tyrian.
Yes.
Armor class is
15. Mine.
I have a +5. Ooh. 1. It just bounces on the road. And you just easily sidestep it with your agility. And the creatures rush you, so they're gonna move they're about 30 feet now. And the goat is going to charge, and he's going to make it over to the first row of player characters. So I roll al-kad. No, goat, stay away. He gets his staff and starts trying to keep it away, but it attacks him. Armor class 15, I have +3. Ooh, hit. Well, he has a shield on, so his shield blocks it. The goat can't get through his shield. All right, the other monsters are getting closer. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 plus the goat. They're coming in. I have 1 wounded one. I'm not going to count the dead one. And the goat's wounded. That's 2 wounded. You have 4 zombies that are fresh zombie meat, unwounded, and something from even farther away. You can't see it. Istir,
Oh,
you're up.
so we don't see where the boulders are coming from.
No, but you figure
Well-
it's some kind of very big, tall creature because of the angle of the boulders coming from a height.
And the way it rolled, like where it rolled to, you'd almost have to assume that it came from the opposite of that, right?
It seems to be right behind these zombies. Maybe another 30 or 40 paces, at least.
All right. So I'm gonna try to hit the goat again.
Finish the goat off.
Firebolt.
Firebolt.
Yes.
Okay, give me armor class 8. What's your bonus to hit? Plus what?
+6. I
All right.
get 16 +6. I hit definitely. It's a
Basically, you need
D10.
2 or higher. Give me damage.
10. 8 fire damage.
The goat that was just with his 2 front legs, that was dragging the rest of his body, that was trying to horn al-kad. You hit him with how much fire damage?
8.
8. Okay, I'm gonna make a saving throw. It's a 5 plus the damage you took. You took is 8, so it's 13. Here we go. Okay, how do you kill it?
I'm trying
Explain.
to separate his upper body from his legs. You said that he already has a hole in his stomach cavity. I'm aiming for the spine.
You explode the thing in half, and it's all aflame, ablaze. And then what does it do then? Does it fall down? Or does it explode on the whole party and like the zombie explosion, like in the movies, like all the blood and guts? Tell us.
It's good that I'm far away, far enough, at the very least 30 feet away.
Okay, you destroy it utterly.
I'm taking 30 more feet backwards if they continue to advance. I will try
Okay, so
to
you're technically
find
60 feet now behind the party, right?
I was
And-
30, now 60, yes.
Yeah, and then the front row of zombies is 30 feet away and advancing. And the goat is now gone. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 unscathed and 1 wounded zombie to make 5 total. Okay, let's go to Spectre. Oh wait, al-kad. Al-kad's creature is dead, so he's going to cast another acid arrow at a fresh one. Here we go. To hit. 10. Hit. Damage. 6 and 5 is 11. He hit the one on the far left for the first time. 11 damage. It's a zombie. It looks like he blew one of his arms off, and one of his arms just falls to the ground. But still lurching forward. Okay. Hyphy and Inspector.
Okay, so who have I got within 10 feet of each other?
You can move the moonbeam to get, if you want to, get the one that's wounded plus a fresh one all the way on the right. That might work.
Okay.
Want to do that?
Okay. Yep, I need a con save, please.
Okay, was it 15? I needed?
16.
What was that?
16.
Okay, I have +2. I need 14s. Ooh, I made both of them this time.
Okay. So
Well,
you
is there an
only need
effect?
to take-
Is there an effect besides damage? I missed my save.
if you miss your save, then it takes the radiant damage. No, aside from the damage, no, for this one.
Okay.
Unless you're a shape changer, then it has some side effects.
Okay, save changer. I made both saves.
Right. So you're going to take 6 damage to each.
Okay, one of them goes down, and the one on the far right is stable. It's still okay. It's actually not quite bloodied. Never mind. But the one that goes down, he's going to see if we can use his zombie endurance to come back up. He is 6. He pops right back up, and is limping forward. And you hear the word, brains, brains. Oh, by the way, Ister,
Yes.
zombieism is contagious in the world of Pentagaia, which is where we are. So if they bite you, then you're gonna be making a con save or you turn to a zombie.
Okay.
Just some
No
fun
problem.
information. Okay.
Constitution is
Oh, and
mine.
I'm going to duck back behind a boulder, behind one of the boulders. But before I do that, I have dark vision. I really can't see this giant at all. Like there's no seeing him yet.
Okay. You what you see seems to be you do see something now coming closer. And it looks like, I'll just say it looks like a grossly fat, bloated figure about 12 feet tall. And you notice it has 6 fingers and 6 toes. And it seems to be bloated. The belly is so fat and bloated that you like see gas coming out. And the eyes are filled with mucus and blood coming down from the nose. And it's just moving forward in a strange fashion. And it has a pile of rocks on its back. You've seen this figure before. It's basically a hill giant turned zombie.
Oh boy. Zombie hill giants.
Yeah. All right. Next, Spectre, and then Tyrian.
I'm gonna go ahead and try for one of the wounded zombies with my bow.
Okay. Right in the center.
Yeah.
Just barely hanging on. You can go for it. Give me armor class 8.
That's going to be 9.
Hit, give me damage.
8.
Are you adding your dexterity to the damage? And your dexterity bonus to damage?
That'd be 11.
All right, we're okay. Now I'm gonna make a saving throw. I'll get a 12. Miss. Okay, how do you kill it?
I'm gonna go ahead and get the left shoulder with my arrow. And
all right, right in the shoulder, and then what happens to it?
Falls back a little. No, kind of like when he gets hit. You know, in the movies where they just kind of push over to the side a little bit and then just falls.
Should just fall down.
Yeah.
Blood splats upward.
Yep. All 300.
By the way, do you retrieve your arrows?
I do as often as I can. I should be down 4 from the last couple encounters. So I'm probably down to 14, if not 16 now.
al-kad says, guys, if we survive this, I like some of this zombie juice. They put it in drinks and it spices up drinks. It's good for a spell component also. So don't let me forget. Okay, Tyrian, you're up.
Okay. So what's up with the zombie hill giant?
Well, you can see him now. He's just a huge bloody figure. He's back. So the first row of creatures is 30 feet in front of you. The hill giant's about 65 feet now.
Oh, he's way back still.
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as how many creatures are total remaining within 30 feet of me?
1 on the left that's wounded, 1 on the right that's wounded, and then 2 in the center that are fresh. So
and how far?
4 targets, and then the hill giant in the very back.
And what is the distance between the 2 end targets between each other?
They're about 30 feet across.
So if I cast Burning Hands, which is the range of 30 feet, how many can I get within the cone? 3 out of the 4?
It's 15 feet, first of all, and you'll have to run up. You can do it if you want to do a Burning Hands cone. I'll let you get 2 of them. You can go left or right. On the very left, the wounded and then unwounded, and then on the very right, there's a fresh one and a wounded one also.
We'll go from left to right. I'll go from left to right.
Okay. So, well, you have to pick left or right side.
Left side.
Okay, so you can do a Burning Hand. So give me 3d6.
6, 6, and 1. 13.
This is the first time you cast Burning Hands?
This is the second time I've cast it, but the first time this encounter since we've started again.
If you ever use a flamethrower, there is sort of a kick. So there's a kick, push you back a little bit. A cone of flame ignites these zombies on the left. 2 of them. The one that was weakened, you did to 13. The one that was weakened goes down, and let me make a saving throw. Okay, and describe how he dies.
As I put my thumbs together, hold my hands out, and say ignite, he immolates in just a bright, glowing orange, golden, yellow flame of unnatural heat. It's like a firework. He flares up real brightly and then just turns to smoldering dust.
He does, and then the one behind him is also burning now in flame. He takes 13 damage. He's bloodied, but he's not dead yet. He's still going. Okay, my turn. Here we go. Here's a boulder. You guys know your number? 1 to 5. Ooh, Ishtir. Did you select shield spell, by the way?
Yes, I have a shield spell.
Okay, well, you're gonna want to use it. Armor class is 12.
Yes.
You cast shield?
Might still miss. How
you
much?
cast shield as a reaction?
Yes, if it's gonna go above my.
You have to decide beforehand. I mean, you see a boulder coming at you, you don't know if it's gonna work or not. But it'll give you +5 to armor class.
Yes. Okay.
Or you can decide
It's
not to
just-
use it and just take your chances.
Okay, so you changed the use of the spell in this case.
My understanding is you gain 5 to your armor class, but you don't know if it's gonna. You don't know what the giant rolls to hit.
Okay, no problem. Then
So your armor
I'm
class
gonna
is
use
17.
it.
I have +5. I need 12 or higher. Here we go. Your shield is in effect. Miss. So your shield blocks the boulder enough to turn to the side, and that saved you. Okay, now so we have one charging zombie on the left. This one is going to charge Tyrian because this is the one you just burned. Let me do that
Right.
first. Armor class 15 at +2. Sorry, at +3. Miss.
Lucky me.
And then there's a fresh one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's 2 more zombies in attack. We're gonna go random. I got 5 al-kad and 6. I'm sorry, 5 specter and al-kad. All right, specter first. Armor class. I got you at 14. Is that right, specter?
Yes.
+3 to hit. Miss. And al-kad. Armor class 15 +3. Miss. And I got 1 more zombie. There's 3 zombies left. 3. al-kad again. Here we go. Zombies are going over al-kad. Miss. Okay. Back to the top. Istir, you're up.
All right. I also have dark vision, but I don't see the giant. Am I
You have
correct?
what? You
I
have what?
say I also have dark vision. Do I see the giant?
Now you can see the giant now. The giant
Alright.
is right in the middle of the road, 65 feet back.
65
There's
feet back.
There's one zombie on the left that's on fire. There's 2 zombies there's one in the middle, untouched, and one on the right that's wounded.
Okay, I'm gonna try to go for the giant with a firebolt again.
The one that's on
Um,
fire. He's the closest
I-
target.
If I may, if I can hit the giant from this distance, he's 120 feet away from me.
Actually he's 65 plus 60, so he's 125 in the back. He's 125 away, but if you just move it 5 feet, you can do it.
Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm
Fireball?
going out from behind the building, yes, and I'm going to use my sorcerer's ability, Tides of Chaos, which gives me advantage once per long rest.
What spell are you using?
I'm using Firebolt, but with the ability Tides of Chaos of the Wild Magic Sorcerer. It gives me advantage once per long rest.
Okay, the armor class.
I can
on
send
the
you the
hit roll. On the
description.
hit roll.
Yes, on
Okay,
a
armor class is 9, so you can set the roll on 9.
I'm a
Yeah,
try
plus
with
6 to
advantage.
hit.
Maybe I'm going to get. Okay, it's 21.
Hits. Give me damage.
21 hits. All right. It's gonna be 4 fire damage.
4 fire damage. It just kind of bounces off his leathery, swollen flesh, but it does damage him a little bit.
Okay, then I'm going to take the rest of my movement, which is 25 feet, again backwards, and if I can move behind the building, that's what I'm gonna do.
You can move behind the building, and you do. Give me a dex check just to see if you do it agilely or if you're stumbling. Just a roll of 1.
No problem. It's 8.
You don't stumble in the mud. You're hiding out behind the building effectively with your. Come out, do a firebolt, come back, hide yourself. All right, so you have cover. You have cover right now.
Okay.
Smart move. Okay, so now we're gonna go to al-kad. Al-kad's one that with the acid arrow is going to deal damage to himself. Acid blisters on one of the zombies that al-kad hit with his acid arrow. 5. Okay, that one is now bloodied. On the very right side, the one is just barely hanging on. It's just hanging on by a bone or two. All the way to the right. Wounded zombie. Okay, now we're going to Hyphy. Hyphy, you got 2 targets on the right, or 1 target on the left that's on in flames, burning.
Or the giant. Is the giant close enough to
by himself, 65 feet away?
Okay, but he's within 60 feet of where I put it last, I imagine. If he's 65 feet from me, then right.
65 feet from you.
Right, but I can move it 60 feet. So I imagine that where it last hit and got those other 2. Well, it's all right.
I'll let you strike the giant if you want to. Do you want to strike these 2 creatures in front or the giant in back? You decide.
I'll do the 2 in front first because I've got another 7 rounds with it. So
okay,
I'll
I'm
move
making
it
the saving throw.
2 zombies. I
need 14s. Miss.
So 12 points to each.
And the moonbeams of searing light just splash over the zombies, and 1 goes down on the right. Actually, they both go down. I need to make my saving throw.
Good job.
Zombie endurance. Here we go. I need 17 on this one, and 2 on that one. Okay, the one in the middle pops back up. They pop back up with 1 hit point. The one on the right, describe how you kill it.
So basically, when I move the moonbeam, I fork the 2. I fork it into 2, and rather than dividing that zombie down the center like a part, I divide it down the center this way. So basically, I split it, and all you see is the moonbeam going across his head, and then suddenly you see his front fall to the front and his back fall to the back.
You do. Basically, like you basically perform surgery with the moonbeam, like a surgical procedure. Okay, let's go to Spectre and Tyrian. There's one on the left that's burning up, and there's one in the center that's barely hanging on that popped back up. There's a big guy in the back.
I will go ahead and aim for the one on the left with my short bow.
Okay, just don't roll a 1, basically.
All right on. That's a nat 20.
Double damage. Give me double damage.
10.
Okay, it goes down. I'm making a saving throw. It stays down. How do you kill it?
We're gonna go. I drew my bow, and as I released it, went straight through his neck.
Nice. It looks at you. Wait. Kind of grab the thing and then just falls down. All right, Tyrian, there's one that's barely hanging on right in the center, and then there's the big guy in the back.
How far away now is the big guy in the back?
65 feet.
65 feet. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's still a far way off. Is that considered long range for like missile attacks?
For your, it goes by the weapon. So like the spear, yes, but like for the bow, the bow can do 60 feet. Which one?
If I want to throw a chromatic orb and throw a little diamond at him.
That goes to 120, I think. So you can do the chromatic orb.
Okay, I'm gonna take a little diamond, 50 GP diamond out of my pouch and throw a diamond at the giant's head and cast a spell, a chromatic orb, and turn it into acid.
Okay. its armor class is 9. You have, I want to say, let's just check your spell to hit. It should be your, not your dexterity, but your intelligence, because we're using intelligence for your spells.
Okay.
+3 for your proficiency, and then what's your intelligence modifier?
+2. I've got a 14.
So with your spells, you have a +5 to hit.
Got it.
And I have armor class 9, so you need a 4 higher. So
7.
hits, give me damage.
What's chromatic orb? Geez, 3.
I think you get to pick. You get to pick the element. What element do you want first of all?
I said acid.
Okay, so it's 3d8 at last damage.
Okay. Let's see, D8. There's 1. I'm not seeing them. 2 and 3. Okay, there we go. Six, 7, and 2. So 15.
15?
Yeah.
All right. About where do you hit the thing?
I was aiming for the head to see if I could just burn his face off or burn his eye sockets. I realized if he's a zombie, he probably doesn't have eyes, so he's guided magically, but I was trying to blind him with acid.
You see 2 eyeballs fall out and onto the ground.
Okay, mission accomplished. He can't see.
But he can sense you. Zombies sense life.
Right. Well, it was a thought that counts. It just occurred to me.
And just because you fried his eyeballs out, now he's homed in on you. He's like,
right. I drew aggro.
Yeah, you drew exactly. All right. Here we go. We're gonna do a big bonus coming at you guys. This time it's 2, Tyrian. All right, armor class is 15. I get +5. I need 10 or higher. Here we go. Huge boulder. So now I just rolled random, but it's going for you. 10 or higher. Hit. 3 to 30 +5.
Now, I believe I have a skill where I can dodge something now as a rogue. Where'd it go? Uncanny dodge.
I think that's like fireball. Evasion, right?
What's that?
Evasion?
Say that one more time.
I think it's evasion.
Evasion, okay.
Yeah, that's for fireballs. It's not for boulders.
Throw an object. Gotcha. Okay, thanks for clarifying.
It's when you get a saving throw. Well, hang on. You can look into that. Actually,
uncanny dodge is what it's called. It's called uncanny dodge.
I think you can use that. So go ahead and read it to us.
Let me see if I can. Player's handbook here. Sorry, I didn't have the page ready.
It's okay. We have a minute.
Here we go.
Is everybody's time okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yes, dear, your time's okay?
Time, yes, but I would have to speak quietly. My wife is asleep already.
Okay, we should be wrapping up pretty soon.
Okay.
All right.
Come on, rogue.
If you need, I can read it to you.
Please.
I have it open. Starting at 5th level, when the attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to half the attack's damage against you.
What does he have to roll though? Is it automatic?
It's automatic when he can see the attack. He can use his reaction to half the damage.
Okay, so you can use your reaction. Right now you're taking 14 damage. You want to have it to 7 to use your uncanny dodge? All right, you take 7 damage.
Please, thank you.
You're back up to 35. You know, you come away from that. I don't know what it was, like a ritual they were doing, and you seem to be like empowered, like you found your place. You dodged the boulder with an uncanny dodge. You remember, you have some of the blood from the mistress, the guild mistress, on your hand. It seems to pulsate.
You're definitely in a cult.
Well, we are now, if we didn't know that before.
All right.
Could be without a good cult.
Everybody attack. Here comes the big boulder. I think I'm gonna go for Tyrian again. He has his sights on you. I need a 10 or higher. hit, damage. 6, 13, and 5 is 18 damage. 18 damage coming at you.
Okay.
You can candy dodge?
He can do it once with the reaction.
Well, that was last round, right?
I think there's a limit to it though. Yeah, he's right.
Oh,
I have
wait.
to-
If he hits you back to back, does that mean?
Yeah, if
Only
you hit
one.
him back to back, he can use it only once as a reaction, unless he has
Right.
2 reactions with a.
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it depends on when I attack, right? Well,
if
you
it's-
took 18 damage. You're down to 17. It's getting slim there, Tyrian.
Okay.
All right, now we have 2 zombies.
So I've got 30. But so by the
no.
way, I was at 35. What am I at now then?
17.
Okay. So minus 18.
There's one random zombie, doesn't know where he's going. He's gonna make a random attack. 6. That's nobody. 2. The zombie's going for you, Tyrian.
Okay.
On the class 15, I get +3. I get 12. Hit. Ooh. 50-50 a hand, 50-50 bite. 1 to 3. It's gonna be a bite. Get ready to make a con saving though. A D6, 2 plus. You guys got me?
It's 14, by the way.
It's gonna be 2 plus 1 damage. It's gonna be 13 damage. 3 damage. It's gonna be 14. Make a con save of a DC 10, please.
Okay.
Add your con bonus.
Rolled a 1. My con bonus is +2, so I rolled a 3.
Do you remember in Iron Legend when the dog started like getting red eyes? Started,
Yeah.
you feel something coming on. When the
Okay.
zombie's teeth sink into you, it immediately goes into your bloodstream, and you feel like you're changing some other form of life.
Uh-oh.
So you got one. So there's one zombie with 1 hit point biting on Tyryan's arm.
That's all it takes.
Then there's the big guy in the back. That's what we're looking at. Okay, start at the top, Istir.
All right. So how many enemies are still standing? What can I see? I pick out from behind the building.
I didn't hear you. Go ahead.
How many enemies are still standing?
There's one zombie with one hit point biting on Tyryan's arm, and there's a big guy in the back.
Okay, I'm assuming that they're going to take care of the small guy. I'm going to try to hit the big one with another firebolt.
Did you say big or small?
The big guy. 11 hits.
Yes.
All right.
So he's allowing me to get gnawed on here, in other words.
You're
Basically,
standing with your back towards me, right? The zombie's behind you. The chances of me hitting him is not that clear.
well, that's
I
smart.
don't
He might
want to
roll a
kill
1 and
you.
hit you. So I guess
You're right,
it's
you're
better
right.
that He goes for the big guy. Good answer.
Smart.
Six
Smart
fire
cat.
damage.
Give me damage.
Six fire damage.
Okay, he starts to his hair starts to catch fire. He's like, "Ugh." Looking up, he's just walking forward.
Oh boy.
Okay, it became bloodied. You know what that means?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And I'm hiding back behind the building.
al-kad says, "You know what? This has gone too long." So he casts fireball on the big guy. Cast fireball. Here we go. 86. 11,
Now-
12, 13,
now
14,
he-
15, and 17, 18, 19, 23 damage. Save
Ooh.
for half. Missed his save, 23. The big guy is just bursting with flame. He's basically a walk, like, in the movies when the guy's on flame, he's like doing this. Totally, he doesn't know about stop, drop, and roll. He's just going for you guys. Still, down to Hyphy and then Spectre.
So I turn and look at Tyrian and I say, I'll save a spell slot for you. And I turn back to the giant and I move my moonbeam over him. So I need a con save, please.
This one's a little buffer, a little beefier. I have +4, so I need a 12 or higher. Miss.
Then please take 17 damage.
Ooh.
Big hit.
The moonbeam fries his left leg completely off. He's hopping on one leg, lurching forward in flames, doing this, but still going. Spectre, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and aim for the zombie hill giant with my short bow.
Armor class 9.
That's a 7, doesn't hit.
Okay, so the arrow just goes right through the flames. Remind me if you want to collect your arrows later.
Oh, yes, please. I will.
And now Tyrian, you're up. There's this pesky little zombie on your arm, biting into your arm, just hanging on like a bulldog. And then the big guy is about 60 feet away.
You said that I felt this thing coming in me, like from the poison or the blood. How am I? Can I still just act and do whatever I want to do, even though I feel that?
Yes, it's a slow process. It's going to take like 8 hours total.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, I'll just smash the zombie or kill the zombie that's on my arm.
I'm going to give you an advantage because it's so close and he's not letting go of your arm. I'll give you an advantage to hit. You want to hit with a spear?
Yes, please.
All right. Give me damage. Give me two d20s. You're looking for a d20 basically.
Sorry, 4 d20s?
2.
2, yeah, okay.
You're looking to roll a d20.
14 and a 7.
All right. Well, you hit. Give me damage. Actually, don't give me damage. Let me make a save. Hang on. Okay. How do you kill it?
I stick the spear in his throat.
Without stabbing yourself, right?
Yeah, no. Yeah, without hurting myself.
You're trying to go like this.
Because he was biting me.
All right, and he just falls down. Tell you what, though, you sever his spine from his body, and the head's still attached to your arm, and the body fell to the ground. The zombie's dead, but the teeth are still stuck in your arm. What do you do?
Oh boy, can I just swing it against a nearby object to try to get it off me somehow?
Yes, you're like kind of like just shaking it out.
Or just smash it on a table, on a rock, on a floor, anything.
It finally falls off.
Okay. Gosh, that can't be a very good wound.
Okay, big guy. It's all out of rocks. He's out of his leg. He's gonna lurch forward and swing his club at somebody, a flaming club. Actually, I'll do 5 damage at the end of his turn. Here we go. He has 2 attacks, strangely. He goes for Istir, but he doesn't see him anymore. He's hiding behind the building. Let me roll again. Hyphy, you're up. Here we go. Armor class 15, right? I get +5. I get 2
No,
combat
I'm
attacks.
at, yeah.
I need 10s. Hit. I got 2d8. 5 + 5 is 10, and 4 + 5 is 9. 19 damage.
Okay, let me try my concentration. Let me roll that. Where am I?
That's gonna make it just a 10 save, a DC 10.
15 plus.
You made it.
so.
You keep your spell, and you're at 16 hit points. Is that right?
I'm at 18.
Okay, 18. And now it's gonna go to Istir. The giant was looking for you, but I couldn't find you behind the building.
Okay, and he hangs to a thread, basically, right? Almost dead.
The giant?
Yes.
Yes. 2 threads. 2 threads.
Okay.
That is like 1 hit point.
Okay, I'ma hit him with another firebolt if it's
Armor class 9.
17 + 6 definitely hits.
Give me damage.
Come on, give me normal damage. 4 fire damage, and I'm jumping back behind the building.
You hit your firebolt. Where do you want to hit him, by the way?
I'm aiming for the same spot where his head is already on fire.
You hit him right in the head. He's completely ablaze. He has. Well, I'm gonna roll damage because he's on fire now. So you didn't knock him down with the firebolt, but he's gonna take some damage now. Gonna take a D8. Take 4. He goes down in a puff of blistering, flaming smoke. But then he tries to come back up. He's a 7. He pops right back up. Swings his club on one leg, hopping.
I'm getting back behind the building.
You do that, and al-kad goes, "My goodness, this is ridiculous." He goes, "Stay down, man, stay down." He thinks for a second. He's just gonna approach the thing with his staff and hit him with his staff. He has a good strength. He gets +6 to hit. Here we go, my class 9. Hits. Staff is a D8, and he has +4. 5 damage. Knocks him down, falls again in a puff of smoky flame. He's gonna make a save now to get back up again. Ooh, he missed. al-kad, down, stay down. It's just backing him with him, hitting him with the staff, and then it just bursts into flames, and it finally explodes in like a puff of rotting flesh, slime. And then al-kad turns around, his whole face is all slime. He goes, "Oh my god, not my wizard's robe! Oh no!" Doing this.
I'm getting from behind the building closer to you and casts prestidigitation to clean you up.
He goes, he sees his robe is all nice and washed. He goes, "What magic is this? I don't know this magic. Was that a spell?" He looks back.
I don't know how I'm doing that myself for now.
Can you teach me that spell?
Think about it, and it happens.
I've underestimated you, sorcerer. Can you teach me that spell?
It's a cantrip, but he wouldn't know that in character. So, in the case of a sorcerer, it's just the power of his will, basically. So he doesn't actually know the construct of a spell.
That's a very useful cantrip. Yes, very useful. I might put that in my spell book. I think I'll try to if I can. I don't know. Maybe I can.
If I'll be able to figure out how it works, no problem. I would show.
You have saved the town of Kaledutrch one more time, and Hobblefoot comes out with a tray of goblets filled with ale. He goes, "You guys just don't miss," and he just starts handing out the ale to drink right in the street.
I'm trying to get 2 at the same time.
You do?
Shaken.
You do? Go ahead,
Sorry.
I still have my moonbeam up, and I'm looking around to make sure there's nothing else out there before I drop it, but I'm assuming that there's not. So I'm gonna drop it and head on over to Tyrian and say, I think this will help you. Will you let me help you?
Yes, with my toxicology, do I know what's happening with the venom or the poisoning in me?
Yeah, about 7 hours to turn to a complete zombie unless you're healed.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
What are
going
you healing with?
to. I'm gonna say this too shall pass, and as I'm running my finger, just hovering over his body, and then I touch him at the end, down at his feet, and cast lesser restoration.
Is he a gnome's cold? Is it a warm hand or cold hand?
Definitely warm.
Warm hand, grabbing your feet.
Not grabbing exactly. No, I run my and I just touch him on the toe.
Like this, like heel child.
No, none of that. No, I'm hovering over his body, and then when I get down to his feet, I just touch him on the toe as I say, this too shall pass.
And don't grab your toe. It reminds me of like when a baby grabs your finger, kind of like the squeeze, and then you feel better. Just you kind of get back to your normal self. You feel like a dark cloud is lifted from over you.
I nod over to a Hyphia. Thank you.
How about some healing? How's everybody doing? Who needs it most?
Let's see. Tyryan's down to 14. al-kad's down to 19. Let's say both those are equal. And you're down to 18.
Okay, I will, if they both want some healing, I will heal both of them with Cure Wounds. And sorry, I can't upcast it, but if you want it, I've got it. Oops, sorry.
In the meanwhile, I'm chugging both my ales and ask the party, is it always that lively in that town?
Make 2 con checks, DC 10.
No problem.
Tyrian, take whatever. Take
Natural
8 points
20
back.
and a 18.
Okay.
I pass both of them.
18 and what else?
Natural
13.
Oh.
Sorry.
Natural 8?
Natural 20 and an 18.
Oh wow, okay, so you're feeling jolly, but and you're feeling good and your belly is warm. Your cheeks get a little bit rosy, and you're not affected by the alcohol content in your blood. You can hold your liquor. Okay, let's end there.
Okay.
I'm gonna give Hyphy inspiration for doing a great job today.
Thank you.
Remind you to get a reroll next game. And
Thank you.
I'm going to give XP now better than later. We're gonna go 950. And that's gonna bring his tier to 3rd level.
Yeah, basically. I'm
You're gonna roll
pretty quick.
do you want to roll hit points now, or do you want to do it in your own time?
No problem. I'm gonna roll them now.
You don't have any con bonus?
Yes, 2d6 plus 4
Oh, plus
basically.
2.
Plus 2 for each level, yeah. So it's 5 and a 4 plus 4.
9 plus 4 is 13 more. 21 hit points.
21, yes.
You're 3rd level, and you can go pick your spells at your leisure. And anybody else raise from 950 XP?
Nope.
Nope, but thank you.
If I may, Godric,
Yes.
before
Yes.
About wild magic, if you remember, I sent you the stuff when I use.
I have the chart.
Chaos, yes, when I use Tides of Chaos, right afterwards, if I cast any spell 1st level or higher, you can make me roll a d20. If it falls on a 1, we roll on a d100, and a random effect happens.
Should I roll, or do you want to roll?
Right now, it didn't happen because I used Tides of Chaos after I was out of my spells.
Okay.
I didn't have spell slots by this point.
Just
So in the
thank you.
future, it's for me
Just
to
to
roll.
remind me when I have to roll that.
Yeah, all right, no problem.
Wonderful.
And another thing that I wanted to just clarify, the description of a shield spell says one reaction which you take when you are hit by an attack or targeted by a magic missile spell. So it's supposed to activate when you are about to be hit.
Does it say when you're hit by
unless
attack?
you roll it? Yes, unless you roll otherwise.
Does it say when you're hit though?
Yes, when you hit.
Okay, so I did it wrong. So I have to see if I hit you first,
Yes.
and then that way you won't waste your shield.
Yes.
You can do your shield, but you don't know if it will help. Are we clear?
No, I don't know. Yes, only if
Very
it
good.
hits me.
Very good. So next time I'll hit you first,
Yes.
and then you can offer to roll the reaction. Sounds good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it might still be wasted, but
Thank you,
only if
guys.
it hits me.
Next
Thank
week.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Got it.
See you later.
Bye.
Thank you, Alex.